Yo, what's up? Guys, this is the second take of doing this because I recorded the whole video, and then I realized I left out something really important. I got so excited about my first news that I completely forgot about my second news. And so, this time I have my little notebook right here, and so I will not forget. Actually, I'm bringing two notebooks today in case you're wondering how fancy I am. So first news, crazy, cool, important, big news, earth shattering. The past 3 weeks, we've done two drive in services. We've gone every other week. So we went Memorial Day weekend. No, the weekend after Memorial Day weekend, right? Doesn't matter. We went that weekend. And then this weekend was grads weekend, graduation stuff. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to do Father's Day dads weekend. So we went grads, and then we're going dads. And then, big news, starting July 5th, we are going to go every week drive-in services. Now, you're going to go, Trevor, that's cool and all. Why is that ground shaking news? Because I said, what if we did KidMin? And they said, what do you mean? And I said, oh, I saw a church, and here's kind of what they're doing. I'd love to work on this. And they said, run with it. We are doing KidMin starting in July. And again, I don't know what that looks like yet. So there are some rules that we're working out. We can go outside. We have grass on this side of the building we can use. We have grass on this side of the building we can use. We can spray paint marks in the grass to go, hey, here's where you're sitting. We can bring chairs and put them on those marks. We can do whatever we need to do to keep kids in the proper distance. Also, 50 kids or less, or 50 people or less, can be in churches. That's the Washington rule right now. But everyone has to be wearing PPEs, and so which I think stands for like masks, and if every kid wears a mask, we can have probably 45-ish kids. And by that, what we do is go, hey, because again, 50 people, I'm going to be there. 49 people left. Get 5 volunteers. Now we're down to 44 kids. My bosses, I like 77 bosses, and they don't want me to turn kids away, which I totally understand. But I almost think like, hey, what are we going to do when we open it anyway? So we're trying to work this out. Here's what I want to know from you. Because none of that's official. Like we're gonna do something. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna do something, but I don't know if it's gonna be inside. I don't know if it's gonna be outside. Don't know if it's gonna be over there, over there. How's worship gonna work? We're probably gonna do worship at the cars like the adults are doing, and then at the halfway point, we just go, hey, kids, you go over here. Adults get their sermon, kids get theirs, and we'll do it that way. Maybe break out and play a game. All that jazz. So uh, we have that. If you could text me at 217-357-4937, let me know if you would be interested and able to come back to serving in KidMin in this capacity, whatever that is. I say in this capacity because I don't really know what that is exactly yet. We're going to work on this. If you'd be able to come back or willing to come back on July 5th / moving forward. Again, July 5th is 4th of July weekend. If you're going to be out of town, you can say like, hey, I'm interested, but I can't that weekend because I'm gone. That's totally cool. But I know some of you are not going to come back as soon, and that's totally fine. Like I've talked to some of you about it, and you're going like, or we have kids in our family with asthma or immunocompromised or like any of those things. Don't come back. Like I'm not trying to go like, hey, we're opening and I need you all to be back. I want to know how to plan, and I want for our plan to make the most sense possible, both in a functional way and in a safe way. Safeway, grocery stores, funny. So if you could let me know, 217-357-4937. We're going to do K through 5th all together. However we do this, it's going to be elementary all together. We're not going to split those two groups. And maybe we'll split them into like a small group if that's a possibility. Again, we're talking space. We don't really know what that looks like yet. That could be a possibility. But I would love, love, love to have you guys there because I miss seeing you guys. I miss seeing kids in person. Like at the drive-in, I got to see some kids, and it was just like, it's just the highlight, man. It's just super awesome. So that's the first thing. That's like I talked about that for like 8 minutes in the last video. We're at like at 5 minutes right now. So just imagine if I talked about this for 3 more minutes because I was just obsessed. The second thing is this. I could really use your help, and the church could really use your help. And here's what we're doing, and this is what I had to write down. We are trying to connect a second time with any person in our church who is not connected. Now, what that means is that they are in our system. They have attended our church in the last, I think it's like 4 months, 5 months, pre-COVID. So again, not the past 2 months, but they've attended, but they're not in a small group. They're not serving somewhere, and like we just know, like, hey, we might know who your kids are, but you guys aren't connected necessarily in a deeper place somewhere. And in an ABCD, accept, belong, contribute, disciple, we're going, hey, you are not belonging, and we don't want you to fall through the cracks. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to call all of these families, again, not every person, but every family, and just touch base and just go, hey, I'm Trevor, I'm from VRL, and I just want to see how you're doing. It's been 2 months, 3 months almost of quarantine and of social distancing, and you haven't been to church because no one has, and job stuff, and like race stuff right now, and like there's just a lot going on tension wise. And so we have basically a script, and it's just checking in on people. And I don't think the script doesn't say like, hey, let's talk about racism, but it's really just a, hey, we just want to make sure that everything's great. Is there anything that we can do for you? And then you just are going to write that down on the spreadsheet. And so we're trying to break this down, because again, if I have to make the calls, it means I make 300 calls. But if 30 of us make the calls, that means we each make 10 calls, and that just goes really, really quick. So I'm calling it not cold calling, because like I feel like cold calls where you call and you go like, hey, you want to buy this thing, and we're just calling, going like, hey, how are you? Like, anything we can do for you? Okay, if not, that's awesome. Most people said no last time. We called a lot of people. I had a lot of people help. We're trying to get more because we're trying to make this go a lot quicker. Last time it took a couple of weeks. I'd love for this to just take 1 week, and just to call some people and go, hey, how you doing? Great, awesome. Oh, you could use this. You could use prayer for this, and then we type it in, and then we follow up with them later. And so, if you would be able and willing to call 10 to 15 people over the course of a week, would you let me know? Same thing, 217-357-4937. Just text me and be like, hey, I'd love to make some calls. You're just checking in on people. And like my list that I'm asking you to call are only for parents who have elementary kids in KidMin. So if you're going to call, you can call and say, hey, I'm a volunteer in the VRL Kidman area, and I'm just calling families of elementary kids. And you can even say like, and hey, we're super excited because we're going to be able to open up our kids space here really soon. And we are excited to see you guys back here again. So that's what's going on there. Like I said, I'll be making calls. But I'm also just going like, hey, if I have to call 300 people, guess what's not going to happen? We're probably not going to have Kidman on July 5th, because I will still be making phone calls every single day from 9 to 5. So if you guys could do that. So let me know if you're able to come back or wanting to come back by July 5th slash forward. And then also making some phone calls just from home. Super easy stuff, but it would just be a huge help for me and for our church. Again, we don't want these people to fall through the cracks. We're going to come back from this time off, and we don't want people to have this new routine of not going to church, and then for them to just go like, you know what, not waking up on Sundays, that works great for us. We want them to come back. We want them to continue in their journey, and right now they aren't belonging somewhere, and we want to help them connect. That's what we want to do. So anyway, that's what's going on. Now we're at the same as the last video, but I talked about a whole other thing, which is awesome. So guys, have a great day. Have a great week. I'm so excited to see you guys super soon. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, last time, my number is 217-357-4937. I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace out.